Hello, friends. Welcome to Nirmal. I am Piyush Jain, and today we are going to talk about a new IPO on the market. We are talking about NETWEB Technologies. This is a company which is now bringing out IPO to raise more than 600 crores, a tad around 200 crores as a fresh issue of shares, and then rest actually will be coming out as OFS from the promoters. Company has been really able to show some great numbers. Last year profit was around 46 crores, almost a doubling of the profit from the year before that. Company is operating in a niche segment, which is into the servers, high-end computing, cloud, and this, as you know, is a sector which has been in vogue, has been in high demand from the investors, and also seeing a lot of traction across Asia because the demand for the cloud for the server is continuously increasing. Now, let's understand what is the business model, what is the company planning with this money, and how basically you should be looking at the overall company structure. And for that, now let me welcome the management, the promoter, chairman, and the managing director of NETWEB Technologies Ltd, Mr. Sanjay Lodha. Sanjay sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Sir, let's start with the basic here for our viewers. Help us understand. And as we were discussing earlier, sometimes the business is too simple, but still too tough to understand for the common investors. So let's try and break up the business here. Help us understand from the different segments, from a basic business model perspective. How is the company earning revenue? What is the revenue model?
Great. So basically, let me tell you, basically, NetWeb started somewhere around 25 years back, actually. And since basically it's a India owned and controlled OEM. Okay. And basically, we do a full stack of the product and solutions which we do. Like we design our hardware, we manufacture our hardware, we have our own software stack, and we have our own service stack. So basically, it's end to end. And we have always kept our focus into the high end computing. We have never diluted our focus because normally, if you see in India, normally who are into IT manufacturing and all, they want to focus more and more into basically volume segments like laptops, desktop, tablets, and all those kind of things. Whereas we have kept our focus very clearly into the domains we are working in. And I think rather than just only doing the manufacturing of the hardware, we have also worked on our software as well. And we have a completely indigenously made software stack as well. So to clearly explain, basically we have around basically six product segments actually which we address and which we try to do. The first one is supercomputing. Herein, basically, we have our own designed hardware, and then basically we have our own software stack, we have our own service stack, and as you know, basically in India, if you we started getting into supercomputing in the year 2003, 2004, when India was not getting supercomputing. Actually, there were sanctions against India at that point of time. So we started working, and we deployed the first supercomputer basically for us as Kabru, and that was basically at Institute of Mathematical Sciences in Chennai, and it was ranked as 269 fastest supercomputer. And in this journey, we have done more than 300 supercomputers. And recently, as you might have heard about, Rawat, which is basically India's AI supercomputer, which is 75th fastest supercomputer in the world, that was just deployed in May. So basically, this is one is the supercomputing area we work upon. The second is basically on the cloud, on the private cloud and HCI. We have again an end-to-end complete solution wherein the hardware is ours, the complete middleware or the software stack is from us. So basically, that we have zero dependency on third party. The entire solution is basically completely developed and designed by us. So these are the two major segments for us basically. One first is supercomputing, second is the cloud. Brings us more than 70% of our revenue, and our revenue also, if you really see it, 50% of it comes from the government, 50% of it comes from the enterprise, basically. So it's a very and over the years, basically it can be 1 or 2% up and down, but we have tried to maintain it. The third segment for us is AI and systems and workstations. Actually, what happened is that basically we started working on GPUs around 10-12 years back when GPUs started being used for computing. That was in the year 2010-2011. So we have a good understanding of GPUs. As you know, a GPU has got an important role to play in AI. So basically, since we understand that, then our application stack on AI really works very well, in which basically that takes care of the entire workflow of the AI. So that really reduces the effort which an AI developer had to do. So a lot of people, we are getting a lot of traction around that. Then basically, but still it is only 7% of our business, and we feel as AI is growing, definitely it will grow further. in the future years. The fourth segment for us is high-end storage, because as you know, storage is again very important part of it. So basically that is of all our solutions. So we have multiple solutions there. The fifth segment for us is data center servers. Since we are very clearly focused into the server segment, we have a huge range of servers. Again, the sixth product segment for us is the basically high-end software services. This is again very particular kind of services which we offer. Like we have been deploying 5G clouds for some of the European telcos. We have been doing HPC application for some of the oil and gas industry. So again, it's not like generalized services. And this we started just only 2-3 years back. This has really come up very well with us. So if you see, a total product mix is approximately split into this particular six verticals. This will give you a fair idea exactly where we operate and what we do.
Okay, sir. Now, I'll let you try to imagine, and I always try to actually make it simple for our viewers.
But
So I'm imagining is suppose a data server contract comes from the government or from the private company. Is that something which you take up, or somebody else takes the data center and then actually go and install the servers, the high-end computing devices, servers, the hardware devices, the storage devices? So are you also into EPC, or you're into the sort of the hardcore installation of the data centers?
no, actually, we don't do the complete data center. Okay, we are very focused. Like basically, actually, that has changed actually now, Piyush. What has happened is that previously bare metal servers used to make a lot of sense, where people your data centers were buying bare metal servers. But today, you understand, in the era of private cloud, it makes more sense that you completely use hyper converged infrastructure and you basically the complete cloud having multiple servers. Okay, so basically then you are able to use it better, and you are able to basically use your resources also better, plus basically usage is also good. So that really helps actually. So basically that is really driving the transition towards the private cloud. So like basically giving an example, like as you gave an example, like basically a large ITES company in the country today, if they need a basically a private cloud, they will come directly to us, and we will basically it will be complete sale from us. It will be installed in their data center or at their appointed data center, and basically it will be the hardware will be from us, the software stack will be from us, the services will be from us. All the three things will be from us. And now coming back to your question on the government also, like we have worked on some of the large government deals also on the private cloud and HCI as well, wherein basically the entire order for the solution will come to us, and that will be we will just my engineers will just go and install it in their data center.
Okay. From the order pipeline perspective, sir, how's it looking to you?
Yeah, actually, basically, pipeline looks very good. It's very bright. You have already seen we grew phenomenally well last year. We did last year we did 247 approximately, and we did around 445 last year. So basically, the growth momentum has been good. Year before also it was good, and the areas we are working in, there is a lot of demand, and definitely these are very innovative areas. So basically, we are very sure about the kind of growth probability which we are trying to achieve. So, and the pipeline of the company is also very good. As regards the order book, actually order book doesn't reflect our it doesn't work as it works with others actually, because our delivery time for order book is 6 weeks to 12 weeks. So immediately basically if the order, what happens is that if it gets billed out, then the order book will go away. So it happens that way actually. So basically order book doesn't give you the clear picture of exactly what the funnel is. The funnel actually shows the clear picture exactly. Not hear you, sir. I missed you, sir. I'm not able to hear you. Hello.
So what will be the funnel, sir, at the end of the last quarter
Yeah.
or
So
March,
basically,
whatever is possible for you?
actually, I think I cannot disclose it here. Actually, maybe, but basically, the growth momentum we are seeing, whatever exactly have been doing it, we definitely have a. As I told you, all the areas we are working are growth areas. Actually, at this point of time, you see, basically, supercomputing. Previously, supercomputing was used only for research, but today you see supercomputing is used for oil and gas, for basically all pharmaceutical research, all kind of basically different kind of weather modeling, different kind of things basically being used. Even
So,
basically the chips we they are being designed by them. So
sure.
basically super automobile industry, previously the car crash analysis used to happen primarily basically physically. Now basically every simulation is done on the supercomputer, and one or two basically vehicles are crashed, and that analysis is simulated actually. So it helps in that way. So basically supercomputing demand is going on. As regards private cloud and SCI, if you see, all the BFSI, all the banks basically primarily are coming out with RFPs for private cloud. So private cloud transition is the AI. I don't need to tell you the kind of traction which AI is generating at this point of time. So
Sure.
that gives us a very good confidence.
One follow-up question, sir. Apart from installation, apart from the provision of the original services or equipments as said in the contract, do you also have another source of revenue, like sometimes maintenance or sometimes continuous development? Are there other recurring source of revenue?
No, basically, what happens is that in our case, definitely there are some recurring source of revenue, but really we don't focus on that. Actually, this is a very, as I told you, this is a very quite unique kind of a business proposition which we have. Like basically, what happens is that all the customers are enterprise customers, and basically technology changes every 3 to 4 years. So once we make a sale, we sell it along the hardware, the software, and the services for 3 years to 5 years. And basically within 3 years, the technology changes, and the machine they had bought, the newer technologies are available which are giving double the power of the compute, and your application also needs that. So normally a customer will like to basically replace a machine rather than going for an
So
AMC
you
actually.
are
So
so you're saying, sir, every 3 years average, they again come back to you for buying again. So it
yeah,
becomes.
buying again. So I target the next replacement rather than targeting the AMC revenue.
But also, sir, between those 3 years, there is no AMC. They don't ask you for any sort of service for your equipments.
No, basically the thing is that whatever equipment we sell, we have, because these are all high-end production grade equipments. Basically, we sell it with the warranty, support, everything together. The services are clearly
Understood.
included in
Okay.
that. Yeah, but basically, as regards services, we are offering it separately at this point of time. As I told you, we have been deploying 5G clouds for some of the telcos in Europe, and basically a lot of work we have been doing on the HPC area also
Sure.
for oil and gas industry. So that is a separate thing. But basically, our business model works rather than targeting the customer for an AMC, we target him for the next refresh.
Sure, sir. I would ask the question now on financials, sir. You're raising 600 crores plus, 200 crores about as a fresh issue. For the fresh issue, help us understand what is going to be the fund usage.
Yeah, actually, the basically, as you know that basically we are getting into newer areas of manufacturing, newer technology areas, like we are getting into networking switches. Networking switches is again a very important factor today, where the security concerns and all that mandates that basically we should get networking switches should be manufactured in India. So basically, the different kind and motherboards which we manufacture are 18 to 22 layer. The normal SMT which is happening in India is 6 to basically 12 layers. So we need specialized equipments and all that. So basically, we want to expand our manufacturing facility. So we are taking around 35 crores as capex for the plant for the new setup. And then we are, I think we have a small debt of around 20-22 crores, so that we are settling it out. And other than that, the rest of the amount, around 120 to 130 crores, is for working capital requirements.
Okay. And usually, what's the, sir, turnover, asset turnover, I should say? For example, if there's 130 crores of working capital or even 100 crores of working capital, uh, what sort of turns we can generate on that working capital?
Actually, we have a very good figures. Actually, if you watch the DRHP, actually, then basically we have been the asset turnover ratio has been maintained in a very good manner. The current situation is basically because I am not a very hardcore finance guy, and
No,
basically
no worries, sir, no worries.
it's got a point basically wherein it's much in a very positive direction. So I really don't even
Sure.
focus on it actually. Yeah.
No problem, sir. Apart from that, sir, it has been a long journey for you and your team. Is that the reason you're looking at monetizing your part of the stake in this IPO?
Actually, the thing is that we are just monetizing only what is needed to get listed. And why we want to get listed is that because we want to reward our talent, and plus basically the people who are already working with us. And the second is that basically we want to attract more talent, because if you really see today, basically the areas we are working all really needs a lot of effort. So we want to attract more talent who can come and who can join us and really help us in this journey.
Right, sir. And also, sir, help us understand in terms of your geographic reach right now, apart from India, what are the major
Yeah.
geographies you're operating in?
No, at this point of time, we are operating only in India. We are not operating outside the country. we are operating only India, because basically, as I mentioned to you, our products and solutions can be sold outside India also very well, because basically we have a complete stack of products. Margins will also be better. But since our production grade products, we are not selling boxes, so we need to have support infrastructure outside. Then only basically we can sell our products. So basically we are trying to develop it in phase manner, and we are trying to approach around 4 countries initially, in Europe and maybe Middle East, and then slowly we want to grow to other places.
Sure, sir. The journey will continue as the listing journey has started, and then it will eventually take you to geographies also. So that's something very interesting. Perhaps the last question, and that will be uh, from the perspective of the next sort of 1 year. Is there any milestone which the company is chasing?
No, actually, really speaking, basically, I think we are doing very good. Actually, we are really seeing a very robust growth, and we are very sure of achieving our targets. I think, and basically, this is all enterprise market. Everything is very well planned and play in place. Actually, as I mentioned to you, we are getting into networking. We are getting into 5G. So basically, I think we are fine, and we always have a habit of trying to do things before we anticipated the promised time, actually. So that's why we have been working, and we will continue to do it that way.
Sure, sir. I think from our team here, we extend you all the best wishes for the IPO. And perhaps this is going to sort of unleash more high-end computing for the Indian corporates and then across geographies. But for now, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
And
I
dear viewers,
appreciate
it's a
it.
wrap on this show. Hope you enjoyed it.